Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our channel, Wellness is Beautiful. This is a channel where we demonstrate, discuss, and even discover various ways to be well. Today, we are going to be demonstrating and discussing, I think, one of the most foundational and important elements concerning being well, and that is the subject of the gut. We're going to be demonstrating how to make your own yogurt, which is a very, very popular product to make to take care of the gut. And I'm going to start you off with just giving you an explanation of what's going to be going on, the different components of it, why we do it, and actually even show you the final outcome of it. So concerning the gut, in my studies, I have actually keep reading over and over how a lot of the doctors and writers are saying that most, some even dare to say all, most diseases start in the gut. If your gut is off, you're open and prone to various diseases in the body. So in my research, I have to agree with at least most diseases start in the gut. If your gut is off, you're open to different viruses, different bacteria that you come in contact with being outside, even inside. You're not able to process and digest your foods properly. You're not able to fight. The immune system is down if your gut is down. So we're going to get into more and more in depth of that, how that functions, how the gut functions and all that. But today I really want to, I'm going to actually give you two recipes to help fight bacteria taking care of the gut. I'm going to start with the one that I'm not going to conclude with, but I just want to give you an introduction to sourdough. Sourdough is actually a way of getting in your probiotics, helping your gut by baking your breads, your muffins, cookies, pastries, whatever. But you start with just simple flour and water. And I actually have one that I started on, I'm going to say 4 days ago. This is something that in the beginning, you want to be pretty exact with this. Even before being exact, you want to make sure that you're being practicing very good sanitation, okay? So what I do is I make sure that my ceiling fan is off. I make sure that hopefully nobody else is in the kitchen but me, because I know I've cleaned my hands. I know that I'm clean. I know that I have my head covered so that I'm not dropping hair and whatever. I make sure that all my utensils have been washed in hot soapy water. I always add a little bit of eucalyptus. You don't have to do that. I just do that. Then after that wash, you want to make sure that you scald it with hot water. So all my utensils start off sanitized, very clean. That's number one. That's foundational when you're even making your yogurt as well as starting your sourdough. So with this sourdough, this one, I actually started with my fresh grain flour, the result of my fresh grain. And I noticed it does not mature as fast as when I use rye. So I was using rye, and I just detected myself, or I thought, it may not even been so, but I thought that the flour was smelling kind of funny. So I actually threw out my first sourdough, which is a big deal because it was probably about 4 months old. The mother, we call it. The beginning of your sourdough is called the mother. So I threw it out because I wanted to be safe. I'm thinking, it smells kind of funny. So I just threw it away, started all over, started with the fresh grain flour. And as I said, I noticed it does not grow as fast as when I use rye. Rye is known to be the most proliferating flour to get your sourdough started. So I actually, as I said, I started 4 days ago. I have actually taken out each day. You will take out a bit because you're helping it to mature. You take out a bit, put it in your discard jar. Some people just throw the discard away. This is just some of the, I hope I'm not overcomplicating this, but when this grows, when you first start, I start with, I'm gonna say 1/3 cup of flour, 1/3 cup of water. That's your beginning. The next day, you'll do the same thing. 1/3 cup of water, 1/3 cup of the flour, whatever your choice of flour is. That second day, because you're trying to get this to be robust, strong, you take out, I'm gonna say half or even a little bit over half of that and put it in what we call a discard jar. As I said, some people throw that discard away. They don't want to be bothered with it. But what I do with this discard is I make pancakes for my husband, or I will make tortillas, biscuits, or whatever. So I don't throw mine away. So this is discard from this as of 4 days ago. So what I'm going to do today, and I'm going to show this to you, I'm going to demonstrate this to you. I bought some more rye flour, a different brand. And I'm just going to demonstrate to you how simple and easy it is to start your sourdough, to make your sourdough breads. Why are we making sourdough bread? That is a probiotic that is helping your gut to be well and maintain its wellness. So it is simply 1/3 cup of flour. This is red mill flour. I like that brand. And using my measuring cup that's been sanitized, I'm gonna get 1/3 cup. Put that away. And I'm gonna do 1/3 cup of water. With your water, do not use tap water. Tap water could have bleach in it, and that is going to contaminate your sourdough starter. So we've got 1/3 cup of water. And what you're looking for is the consistency of like a thick pancake batter. Put it in there. Take my utensil, and while we're talking about utensils, with your utensils not just being sanitized, but you want to use a utensil. I have this little spatula that doesn't have that, let me show you this, have that little grooves and whatever. You can get food stuck in there, dough stuck in there, and that will be in there, and you don't realize it's in there, and that could cause contamination. So when you're doing your yogurt, your sourdough, use something like this that doesn't have all those little crevices in it. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to stir. And I'm going to see, I'm thinking that this starter, because it's with rye, is going to bypass my starter that I started 4 days ago. I'll let you know about that. Okay, so I have a thick, like pancake batter. Okay, and all I'm going to do with this, I'm going to cover it. Put it on my shelf, and tomorrow about this time I'm going to check it and see how far it has grown, and to know how far it is grown or developed, whatever, I'm going to mark it with my marker. So we're about right here. Now tomorrow I don't really expect it to have gone that much, but by that second day I'm going to expect some growth. And like I said, possibly may even pass my starter that I started first. We'll see. I'll keep you posted on that. Now you're going to place it here. You don't put this in the refrigerator. You got to place this somewhere in your kitchen where it's room temperature above 65. So to maintain your sourdough starter, you're going to every day do the same thing you did at the beginning. You're going to, other than the discard, you're going to take out at least half put it in a discard jar or just throw it out. And you're going to add 1/3 cup of water, 1/3 cup of flour, whatever your choice of flour is. You can actually, if you have a lot of just regular flour, you can start with that if you want, just to get in the practice, and then see how that goes. But each day, and I'm gonna say at least up to 5 days, depending on your flour, depending on the temperature in your kitchen, it can proliferate quicker, okay, than 5 days. But what you're looking for that sourdough smell in your jar, and you're also looking for those gassy bubbles. When that gassy bubbles start to come in, and you just see them all over the jar, that's progression. So but at least do the 5 days, okay, just to make sure. And then when it gets to that point, you're ready to bake bread, okay? So we'll do the full video on just baking bread, and we'll give out more information. Maybe by then you guys will have tried it, okay? All right, so now let's get to our yogurt, the main attraction today. With yogurt, you know, you can simply just buy yogurt in the grocery store, and I did that for years, but I became somewhat disappointed because a lot of them had too much sugar. I don't like sugar. A lot of them had just extra ingredients in there that I didn't know what they were necessarily. So I went on the venture of just let me try making my own. The first time I started on my own, I wanted coconut because I didn't want to use dairy. I used the can of coconut, and all you do is take this can of coconut and you'll have your probiotic. You need to start somewhere with your bacteria, your probiotic. It wasn't this one. This is the one that I use now. But there was one that I had gotten from my health food store, and I didn't like the taste that it gave me, and I couldn't tell if it was coming from the coconut milk or if it was coming from that particular probiotic. So it was a little capsule, and all you do is take your container, pour this can of coconut milk in there, add your probiotic, it's just a little capsule, open it up and stir it up in there, and just stir that up, pour it into whatever containers you're gonna be using, and put it in the refrigerator overnight, and it's ready. That particular one is ready in 1 day, overnight, 24 hours, okay? So I did that one probably in about maybe three sessions I did that. And then I said, you know, I want to go further. I actually ended up going back to the store-bought yogurt before I found the one that I really, really, really love. This one was introduced by Dr. William Davis. Dr. William Davis also has a book on the gut. I want you to find that one. And he also has a book called something belly, and he's talking about the bread. I'll remember to put it in the description. So I found this information. A lot of people who are into making their own yogurt, when they found him, they quickly switched over to doing it his way. He actually created a probiotic. I think was a heart surgeon. Not quite totally sure of that, but I think he was a heart surgeon, and he came over to doing this, you know, teaching wellness. What do we do really to keep our bodies well and fight disease and such. So he has this formula of just using his probiotic and half and half, which is dairy, and inulin, which is a prebiotic. Okay, so you're going to have three things. You're going to have the probiotic, you're going to have the prebiotic, and you're going to have the half and half. I'm on my 4th session. This will be the 5th that I'm going to demonstrate now. I absolutely love it because immediately I saw results. I saw better muscle tone, I saw better skin tone, I saw energy level, just so many things, because and what a probiotic is supposed to do is to go in and nurture your gut flora, everything that's happening. Your gut has all these millions and billions of microbes, and they're in there doing what they need to do, doing what needs to happen to make the kidney function, liver function, brain function, blood function. That's what this gut is doing. That's why it's so key. That's why I call it the foundational of health. So this one, when I tried this one, I saw immediate results. I was taking and eating the yogurt that I got from the store because I knew it was something that I needed to do, is to get that probiotic, but I can't say I necessarily saw results from that. This, I am seeing distinct results from this, and it was immediate. It was kind of, it was kind of mind-blowing, because after I made the first batch, the third day, I start seeing more muscle tone. Crazy, right? But it's true, okay? So this one I really, really like, and that's the one that I'm going to demonstrate today. And before I get into it, well, no, I'll say that part after I finish this part. So we're gonna start with, I'm gonna take 1 tablespoon of inulin. There is more than one type or brand of inulin. This is the one that Dr. Davis recommends, so that's the one that I'm going with. I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of this inulin. 1 tablespoon. And I'm going to take just a bit of my half and half, enough to make a slurry, you know, a little gravy-like, okay? But it's not a gravy. So just enough to stir to make a slurry. Take my clean spatula, slur that around. This is done very, very quickly. And you want to make sure you dissolve all that inulin with that amount of half and half that you put in there. It's a quart. You're going to use that whole quart of half and half. So you're going to have a quart of yogurt. Okay, I believe we have that nicely dissolved. Now I'm going to take my probiotic, and I'm going to show you after I get done with this part. It's just a little capsule, tiny capsule. This is my probiotic. Just going to break it open. Make sure I put all of that in there. Waste not. Stir that up. Now, Dr. Davis also have a recipe for coconut. Few more steps to that, and I did do that one. It's okay. Not the one that I prefer, even though I would want long-term to be using coconut rather than dairy. I just like this one better. It tastes better, consistency was better, got better results. So you get that all blended in. Now all you're gonna do is add the rest of your quart of half and half. We're almost done. Okay. Continue to stir that up. These are my sterilized containers. I have the yogurt machine, maker, whatever they call it. There's several different brands of this. I'll put this in the description, the one that I have. And it comes with little small jars, and it's 2, 4, it's 8 jars that would fit inside this. Mine are otherwise contained, so I'm using these today. It's ready. All I have to do now is pour these into my jars. And I'm going to set my yogurt maker for 36 hours. Remember the one that I told you I tried the first time? It was just 24 hours overnight and it was ready. This is going to set in my yogurt maker for 36 hours. Therefore, you want to mind what time you're doing this, because when this goes off, when this stops, you want to go ahead and after it sits for just a few minutes, put it in the refrigerator and you leave it alone. Let me get the covers on this, and then I'm going to take it over to my outlet so I can plug her in and get her going. So it is 12:30, and I may have done this at the wrong time, but it is 12:30. So today is Sunday. So Tuesday at 12:30 a.m., which I'll be in bed, so I'm gonna have to set a timer for this. So normally what I do, I'll do this at 8 in the evening, and therefore it's going to be 8 a.m. when it's ready. I'm up then. So I did it wrong, but that's okay. This was for video's sake, so got it done. So I'm going to plug this in and set it for 36 hours, and that's it. But let me show you. This is my yogurt from the past yogurt, but let me explain something here. This is my yogurt from the last one that I did. Tastes really good too. Tastes so much better than regular yogurt that you would buy, or the yogurt that I made with the coconut. Just tastes so much better. And what I do with this, I add a little of my homemade preserves that I have, and have that. I have my yogurt. That's before breakfast. So say if I get up at 6:30, so by 7:30, no later than 8, I want to be having my yogurt. So what that probiotic is going to do is actually set my stomach up ready to even have breakfast a couple of hours later. I'm feeding those microbes and letting them do what they need to do, giving them fresh food, and then letting them do what they need to get things regulated and just get it going. Then 2 hours later, I'll have my breakfast. This is not my breakfast. This is my starter for the day. This is my probiotic to say, I'm with you, gut. Now do your thing, because I've done my part, okay? Now there's a couple more things I want to show you very quickly concerning the yogurt. After you make your first batch of yogurt with your probiotic capsule, after that, you don't have to use the next capsule. You're going to actually take 2 tablespoons of your already yogurt that you did previously, use that in the place of the capsule, because it still has all those billions of microbes in it that you need as the probiotic. So you're going to take that, 2 tablespoons of this, and then you're going to take 1 tablespoon of inulin and your quart of half and half. There you have it. So once you buy 1 jar of this, because this 1 jar is actually, I don't know if you can see this. This 1 jar has 120 capsules, but it was $130, something like that. But well worth it, trust me. And this is going to last you forever, because you can make it the first time and keep making successions of yogurt after that, okay? So so remember that. So I'm really enjoying that. And like I say, I didn't use a capsule in this. I just used 2 tablespoons. So make sure when you're eating your yogurt, save 2 tablespoons for your next yogurt, okay? The next thing I want to talk about very quickly is when you make your yogurt, you're going to have the whey that separates. That's what this is. This liquid whey is going to separate from the solid. That is just as powerful, okay? So you don't throw that away. There's many things you can make with this. You can do smoothies with this. You can bake bread with this. You can, just a number of things. I'm gonna list some of those, in the description box. So do not throw this away. You know what I'm gonna do with this? Because I also make body care. I make body creams. I'm going to use this to make salves. I'm going to use this to make body creams. I'm going to even see if I can use it somehow to make my soaps. I'll keep you posted on that. So this is liquid gold, okay? Still the same microbes, probiotics that's in your yogurt is in here. So I put it in a nice sanitized glass jar, keep it in the refrigerator, and when it comes time to make a smoothie, make some bread, do my body creams, my salves, I'm pulling this out. So this is mind-blowing, you guys. This is wonderful. I love, love, love getting my hand in that dough, because you're working with something that it's not expensive, it's not extensive, it's something that's natural, something that God gave us to work with, that is good for our body. So you'll see, once you get started putting your hands in that dough, you're gonna feel right at home. Your body has a, I don't know, it just has an affinity to it, sounds like, feels like. So I look forward to that. I look forward to making my dough. I'm gonna be looking forward to using my whey to make my body creams and things like that. So, which I hopefully I'll be able to sell those in my bakery once I get started. So that concludes everything, you guys. I need to wrap up. As you can see, I've got some peppers and pineapples on the table. I've got to do some canning today. If you have never had pepper jelly or pepper jam, you're missing out. I'm gonna actually take all these peppers and this pineapple, and I'm going to make jam. Probably some of the best jam or jelly you ever had, I promise you. Great for, put on your sandwiches, you know, put on whatever. Once you taste it, you'll figure out what you want to use it in. But anyway, that's going to conclude. I know I gave you guys a lot of information, so take it in bit by bit. Watch the video over and over. Don't forget, all the people that are new who have not subscribed, subscribe so that the next videos will automatically alert you. You'll be alert when they come out. I try and upload once a week, every Friday. So you want to be aware of that and don't have to figure it out. It'll just come to you. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this with people that you know need this information. People that are having health challenges, people who have family members that are having health challenges. Get this information to them. I'm not doing this for nothing, okay? I have a passion and compassion for people who are struggling with health issues. Get this information to them, turn them on to the channel. And we have so many other things that are coming up, but I really want to reiterate this video on the gut, and we're going to be talking more about that as we go on with the other videos, because you'll see in some of the other recipes, some of the other videos, I'm going to bring that right back in. What are we doing for the gut? So spend time with this video, watch it over and over, as I said, to make sure you're getting down what is it. Leave comments, you know, if you have questions or whatever, I will respond to those. And get started, get all your tools that you need, get started on making your yogurt. Okay, till the next time, be well.